Hi guys, it's Miss Adams. If you haven't had me before, this is my first full year at Garden City Community College. And one of the reasons I wanted to teach psychology of coaching is because it's kind of like the mixture of all my favorite things. My master's degree is in what's called movement science, which is basically sports psychology with a little bit of biomechanics, which is like the physicality of how your body moves, and sports management. And after getting my master's degree, I became a head volleyball coach at a Division II college in southern Indiana, and did really well there and really enjoyed it. And then I just wanted to move back to warmer weather and where my friends were in Florida. And so I moved back to Florida, and I spent 7 years at one of the biggest, most competitive schools in Florida for volleyball. It was a high school, but we had girls and boys volleyball. So I got to do girls volleyball in the fall and boys volleyball in the spring. And both programs were really competitive. And it was a lot of fun because I wanted to do something different, and I had never coached boys volleyball before. So that was exciting. And then I just last December decided to come back here. So I teach a lot of different things. I have enough hours to teach anything in math, anything in hyper, and anything in the psychology department. So right now, most of my classes are psych, soc, psychology of adjustment, abnormal psychology. I do the online substance abuse, and we're trying to incorporate this online psych of coaching, and I'll be doing a face-to-face in the spring of psychology of coaching. So I'm really excited about it. And basically what we've kind of decided to do with this class, because it's not really specific when you say psychology of coaching, what does that mean? So we're going to try to implement some logistics. Like, what are some things you're going to have to do if you become a coach logistically? Scheduling, budgeting, coming up with a coaching philosophy, setting up practices and recruiting, game management, video or video analysis or scouting type of things, and then incorporate the other side of it, which would be the psychology side, and look at some of the sports psychology. What are some of the philosophies? What are some things with motor learning and motivation, how to keep people motivated, psychological aspects of the game. There's psychology kind of goes along with everything you do when you're coaching. There's a psychology even to your scheduling, and you guys will see some of that. So we wanted to try to incorporate all of that until we maybe separate those things into 2 separate classes. And so you're going to get a good base for if you ever want to become a coach. These are some of the things you're going to have to do logistically, but also mentally speaking, what are some things that are involved? And one of my favorite things that I'm going to do too is incorporate some ethics and some controversial subjects. And you guys are going to get a chance to kind of do some research and discuss those and kind of see maybe where you fall, so that should you ever get put in those positions or something like that, you'll already have kind of an understanding of maybe how you feel about certain things or what your philosophy is going to be in those situations. So basically you'll notice every week you're going to have an assignment, and that's probably going to be related more to the logistics side, like create a schedule, create a budget. But then you're going to have a discussion that's usually going to be more revolving around either some of those ethical issues or some of those topics that maybe we can discuss back and forth a little bit. So like the very first week, you guys are going to do some talking about a coaching philosophy. And then you're going to get into scheduling, and you're going to see some stuff on the mentality of winning at all costs, especially in youth sports. And what is that doing to sports? And you're going to get to kind of discuss that a little bit. So it should be a lot of fun. Make sure you're watching the lectures. I'm going to lecture in this format to give you the information that I know. I'll also probably incorporate some PowerPoints and stuff when there's logistic information that you need to know, or when we get into more of the sports psychology and you need some actual terminology and things like that. But a lot of it is going to be, like I said, hands-on stuff. So you're going to go out and basically in the beginning what you need to do is pick what you think you would want to coach at some point. And even if you don't really think that you want to be a coach, pick a sport that you enjoy. Pick, you could even do youth sports if you just want to say, I want to be like a rec basketball coach. That's a totally different ball game than I want to be a basketball coach at KU. Okay, so there's going to be different things involved in. So I'm going to open that up to you guys so you really can kind of apply it to yourselves. And so you can, if it is something you end up doing, it's meaningful to you in your future. And hopefully that will help to make it more fun when you do your assignments. So pick, anything collegiate and below. So maybe you want to say college coach of a certain sport, high school coach of a certain sport, youth coach of a certain sport. We're not going to do NFL or NBA or any of the national leagues, only because honestly, when you get to that point, none of those logistics are probably going to apply to the coach. That's probably stuff that's handled by other people. And so hopefully if you get to that point, really your main job is coaching and doing the game film stuff and stuff like that. But the budgeting and the scheduling, and I think some of that, once you get to that level, hopefully you have other people that get to handle some of that for you. So think about that and be ready to start with that. And then hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you have any questions, the best is the Remind app. If you go, it'll be on the course home. You'll have your instructions. It's just like sending me a text message, except for we don't exchange numbers, and I can respond to you immediately. Most of my students seem to really like that. So that's the best way, but you can also email me if you have any questions. And I hope you guys enjoy it.